the causes of irregular periods, how to get pregnant with irregular periods. In this video today, we are going to talk about the causes of irregular periods and how you can get pregnant even if you have irregular periods. Are you a woman? Are you a couple and you have tried to get pregnant but you have irregular periods? Then in this video, we are going to discuss the causes of irregular periods and everything you need to know about the causes of irregular periods. Gerald Massa, the health educator, is the name of the channel. After this short break, we are coming back and we are talking about the causes of irregular periods after this short break. Hello my friend, welcome for today's lesson. This is Gerald Massa, the health educator. I welcome you to our channel. If it's your first time here, remember to subscribe so that you do not miss new videos we release every day. On this channel, Gerald Massa, the health educator, we talk about the ovulation calendar, we talk about the ovulation calculator, and we do also give pregnancy advice. Remember to subscribe so that you do not miss any videos we release. I welcome you, my friend, and watch up to the end because there's lots of information, lots of good tips for you today. Have yourself a good time watching this video. I welcome you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. We are talking about the causes of irregular periods, and without further ado, we are going to go to the first cause of irregular periods, and this is known as anovulation. Anovulation simply means failure to ovulate. If a woman does not release a mature egg on the 14th day, we call this anovulation. So if you are not able to ovulate, then it means you will not be able to get pregnant, because during ovulation the mature egg, also known as the Graafian follicle, is released, and this mature egg goes on and it gets fertilized to become a fertilized egg or to become a fertilized embryo. So anovulation is among the leading causes of irregular periods. The main reason is that for ovulation to take place, the two hormones, the follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone, should be within the normal ranges. If these two hormones are not balancing, then there are high chances that fertilization or ovulation will not be able to proceed. So the first cause of anovulation, the first cause of irregular periods is anovulation, and we have said that anovulation simply means failure to ovulate. So if you are a woman and you are asking yourself, why are you not getting pregnant? Why do you keep having irregular periods? This month you see your periods, next month you do not see your periods, then anovulation could be among the things which could be happening to you. Remember, the only way to confirm that you could be having anovulation is having tests done on you. Specifically, your blood should be checked for. You should have a test done which is known as the fertility hormonal screen test. And we are proceeding with our lesson for today, the causes of irregular periods, and the next cause is known as polycystic ovarian syndrome. Polycystic ovarian syndrome, abbreviated as PCOS or polycystic ovarian disease, PCOD, is very common nowadays. It's becoming very common. This is when your ovaries specifically grow some small swellings. These are known as cysts, and because they are many, they are called polycystic ovarian syndrome. So if you are a woman and you are having irregular periods, then you could be having polycystic ovarian syndrome. If you have not heard about this condition, it is among the leading causes of irregular periods, and the only way to confirm that you could be having polycystic ovarian syndrome is that you should check with your doctor, who will request for some tests to be performed on you. Your doctor will do what we call a pelvic ultrasound scan, and by doing the pelvic ultrasound scan, images of your ovaries, images of your reproductive organs will be taken. More precisely, your ovarian reserves or your ovarian follicular activity, or the follicles are specifically those round-like structures where an egg grows until the 14th day, that is the day of ovulation, when that round structure bursts or ruptures, and then an egg is released to go on and get fertilized. So in polycystic ovarian syndrome, when you do an ultrasound scan, the report will show that your ovary is lined with many small fluid-filled growths or fluid-filled masses. These are what we call the polycystic ovarian syndrome, or these are basically what we call the polycysts. So remember, even if you have been told that you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, you should not lose heart. You should not despair. One thing that is true is that even if you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, you can get pregnant. You can easily get pregnant. The key is that you should have yourself get checked. Your doctors will do a pelvic ultrasound scan on you, and then also your doctors will also request for a laboratory test to be done on you, where a profile of your hormones will be analyzed. A profile of your hormones will be analyzed, whereby the levels of the key hormones, including the follicle stimulating hormone, also known as FSH, and then LOH, and then also estrogen plus testosterone levels will be analyzed. In some countries, the doctors also may request for a test known as the AMH, or the anti-Mullerian hormone levels, and then all your anti-Mullerian reserves. Then you'll be able to be given the report, and then if conclusion or if a diagnosis of polycystic ovarian syndrome is reached, then your doctors will advise on which treatment you can get. Remember, you can get pregnant even if you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, but pregnancy begins with investigations being done, and then after polycystic ovarian syndrome has been discovered, then treatment can be given, and thereby treatments include drugs which may stimulate ovulation to happen naturally, because in polycystic ovarian syndrome normally there's a low level of estrogen, and then also there's an imbalance in the key hormones which are responsible for the menstrual cycle to happen. So if you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, the key begins, or the solution begins, with doing the tests. After doing the tests, then treatment can be given. We are talking about the causes of irregular periods and how you can get pregnant even if you have irregular periods. Gerald Massa, the health educator, is the name of the channel, and I welcome you, my friend. If it's your first time on this channel, remember to subscribe so that you do not miss any new videos we release every day. Next cause of irregular periods is thyroid imbalance. When we talk about the thyroid, we are talking about that part, that small part around the front of your neck. It's a small organ which is responsible for key processes in the body, and specifically it releases hormones like the thyroid stimulating hormone. These hormones are responsible in playing major functions in your body, including the regulation systems or key functions like your menstrual cycle. So an overactive thyroid gland or an underactive thyroid gland, we are talking about an overactive thyroid gland. We mean a thyroid gland which is functioning very, very high, and its function is really very high, more than what it's supposed to be doing. It's releasing the hormones at a very high level. And then an underactive thyroid gland is a thyroid gland which is actually working, but it is really sluggishly. It is working but at low levels, at its minimum. So when we talk about thyroid imbalance, we are looking at specifically an overactive thyroid gland and then an underactive thyroid gland. And how can you tell that you could be having issues with your thyroid gland? There will be signs and symptoms, and the first sign is that you will be having irregular periods, because actually it's among the causes of irregular periods, like that's why we've put it in this lesson today. Then you will also experience painful sex coming as a result of vaginal dryness, and still this goes back to the hormones being irregular or the hormones being imbalanced. So if you have irregular periods, it is high time you consult your doctor to do some tests, because much as we may be thinking of the ovaries and the other systems responsible for pregnancy, but you could be having issues with your thyroid gland. You may be having issues with your thyroid gland. Thanks a lot, my friend. We are proceeding with our lesson, but before we proceed much further, you actually book an appointment with me. You can book an appointment with me. The link is in the description below this video. You may want to have a one-on-one consultation with me. You have that burning question you've always wanted to get answers to. I'm available. All you need to do is you go to the first link in the description below this video, and then click on that link. You'll be directed to a page whereby you'll do your booking, and the booking is very, very affordable compared to the knowledge, compared to the value you are going to get. So it's really very, very important. If you would like to have a one-on-one appointment with me, you can go to the description and then you book. But we are proceeding with our lesson for today, and we are talking about the causes of irregular periods and how you can get pregnant even if you have irregular periods. The next cause is what we call hyperprolactinemia. Hyperprolactinemia is a big word, but we shall break it into small parts which are really understandable. We shall begin with the word hyper. Hyper means something that is high. Prolactinemia comes from prolactin. Prolactin is a hormone which is responsible for making your breasts to grow normally, to produce milk at the right time, that is when you are breastfeeding, and specifically to be of normal average size. The main issue here is if this hormone known as prolactin, if it is overactive, if it is very high in your blood, then we call this hyperprolactinemia. And the signs of hyperprolactinemia, you'll be having difficulties sleeping, you'll be restless. The other thing is that your periods will be irregular. That's why it has qualified to be on the list of causes of irregular periods. Your periods will be irregular. You try to get pregnant, but because the periods are irregular, getting pregnant may be difficult, and still there may be interaction with other hormones in your body bringing about difficulties in getting pregnant. So the only way to confirm that you could be having hyperprolactinemia is by doing a test in the laboratory. Your doctor will request for a test known as a fertility hormonal screen test, specifically looking for prolactin and then other key hormones like FSH and LH. So your doctor may decide to only look for prolactin levels in your blood. So still this, it remains, it is basically the doctor's decision, your doctor's decision to make, but the test for hyperprolactinemia is a laboratory test for prolactin levels, and according to the laboratory or according to the country you are doing your test, there's going to be reference ranges on the laboratory report whereby they will tell you that the normal is supposed to be from this up to this. So if your results come out and your levels, let's take an example, if your levels are supposed to be 2 up to 4, and then you report your results from the laboratory come out and you are having maybe 30, then instead of 2 up to 4 and you're in 30, it means 30 is high, and that's why we call it hyperprolactinemia. There's lots of treatments available for you. All you need to do is you need to seek medical advice. In case you'd like to have a one-on-one consultation with me, you can click the link in the description, the first link, or the first link in the pinned comment section where the comments are. But the first link, you can still click on it, and then I'll be waiting for you. I'm really ready to talk to you and solve all your questions in regards to how you can get pregnant faster naturally, because I've been doing this for over 10 years and I believe we can work together. Putting God first, things can work out. We are proceeding with hyperprolactinemia. We've talked about the tests. We've said you can do a laboratory test for prolactin levels, but without forgetting, it's also very important to note that you actually should do you should also actually do a breast ultrasound scan. When you have been told that you have issues with your prolactin levels in the blood, then it is very important that you should also do a breast ultrasound scan, because much as we may be thinking of hyperprolactinemia, but there could be changes happening in your breast. So it's always advisable, because if you do an ultrasound scan and the ultrasound scan shows that your breast is still undergoing some changes, like maybe you have adenomas growing or fibroadenomas, these are growths, or these are actually growths in your breast, then compared with the laboratory results showing that you have hyperprolactinemia, treatment can be given, and remember, you can get pregnant. Next cause of irregular periods is primary ovarian failure. Primary ovarian failure, also known as primary ovarian insufficiency in some countries, is among the rarest it's among the rarest conditions, or it's among the rarest causes of irregular periods. In primary ovarian failure, your estrogen levels, your follicle stimulating hormone tends to be abnormally low, and it's actually as a result of hormonal imbalances. Primary ovarian failure means that your ovaries have failed. Your ovaries are not releasing the egg. You are not ovulating. You are not able to ovulate. And still it goes down to what could be bringing about this. You need to talk to your doctor, who will advise you on how to manage primary ovarian failure, but it's among the rarest conditions, and normally this is a condition which needs even family support, because in some cases actually treatment may not be available. So the only way to confirm that you could be having primary ovarian failure, you will begin seeing some changes happening. The first change is that you will experience irregular periods. So we are not saying that all women who are having irregular periods have primary ovarian failure. As you've seen, there are lots of causes, there are lots of connections to irregular periods, but if at all you are suspecting something not right, it's always good to go ahead and face your fears, do the tests, talk to your gynecologists, talk to your doctors. They will identify the cause, and there's always going to be a solution. The most important thing I always tell my clients is that it's always very important to identify the cause. If at all you are looking at, let's say I'm in Uganda and we are getting clients with signs of malaria, signs of typhoid. These are tropical diseases. You may be watching this video and you don't know anything about malaria, but these are tropical diseases, and also they may also be in other countries, but they are so rampant in Africa. So the only way to go ahead and confirm that this patient could be having malaria, or could be having typhoid, or this patient could be having any other conditions, the only way to confirm is by doing laboratory tests, is by doing investigations. I get lots of my clients asking me on WhatsApp, and they are like, get me the treatment, let me have the treatment for this, let me have the treatment for maybe this condition. And the key is, begin with the investigations. Send me the reports of your tests. she sent me the report of your ultrasound scan. I will look at the ultrasound scan. Maybe the ultrasound scan is showing that you have a fibroid. I will advise you on how to manage the fibroid. If the ultrasound scan is showing that you could be having endometritis, I will advise you on how to manage the endometritis. If your ultrasound scan is showing that you have a cyst or a ovarian mass, probably maybe a cystic mass or a dermoid cyst or anything, the key here is that always do tests. There are lots of clients there are lots of clients I've worked on for over the 10 years I've been practicing in the field. I've identified that the clients who undergo investigations, the clients who do tests, normally tend to have a good prognosis or a good recovery. So we are talking about the causes of irregular periods. Gerald Massa, the health educator, is the name of the channel. I'm really so happy, my friend, that you are still with me. You are still attending the lesson. I hope you have your pen and paper, a writing pad, and I hope you're taking note of all this because it is key. It is important. So the next cause of irregular periods is obesity. A study was done and it was discovered that women who are obese tend to release lots of estrogen, and when there's overproduction of estrogen in the body, there's going to be a condition known as endometrial hyperplasia. Endometrial hyperplasia, in simple words, means the lining that inside wall of your womb becomes thickened. It becomes very hard in such a way that implantation may be difficult. In other words, getting pregnant becomes very difficult. And then remember, during your periods or during your menses, your endometrial wall is going to shed. So if you are having obesity, if you are obese and you're releasing lots of estrogen, there are hormonal imbalances happening, then you may actually have difficulties getting pregnant. I'm not saying that all obese women cannot get pregnant. They can get pregnant, but the biggest percentage tend to have issues with getting pregnant. And the issue here, or the key, is that you should have yourself get checked. You can actually, your doctor will talk about, your doctor might advise you to lose some weight, but it's very important for your doctor to also pay close attention at the hormones, because the obesity, if you have tried to lose weight, you exercise, you do the workouts, you are actually watching your diet, and the weight is not going, the weight could be connected to your hormones. So you may actually have to look at your hormones. Your doctor may have to take a closer look at your hormones, and once a discovery is made that you are having hormonal issues, then the hormones or the key hormones which are causing the obesity will be managed. Next cause of irregular periods is if you are underweight. Remember, we talked about obesity and we said that it is connected to hormones and it is among the leading causes of irregular periods. Still, if you are underweight, you can actually have issues with irregular periods, although this does not apply to all women who are underweight, but the biggest percentage tend to have issues with their periods, because I work on clients every day. I see them. Normally, clients who are underweight, when you ask them about their history in regards to periods, in regards to menstruation, they will tell you they are having issues. Although there are some who are normal, but the biggest percentage tend to have issues. And still, your doctor will advise you on what needs to be done to actually stabilize your hormones so that you can add on some little average weight. Remember, the normal body mass index is supposed to be 18.5 up to 24.5. So if you are not within the normal body mass index, you could actually consider seeing your doctor, and then your doctor will advise you on what needs to be done. You can still book an appointment to have a one-on-one consultation with me. I'm Gerald Massa, the health educator. I'm a fertility expert. I will advise you. I'll be your fertility coach, and I will be with you, walk with you on this journey of getting pregnant, and I will advise you where necessary. Just click the link in the description below this video. You could also connect with me on WhatsApp. The numbers are in the corner. They are in yellow and black. But still, when you go to my WhatsApp, you'll be redirected to a page where you make your booking, and then we shall have a lengthy conversation and also advise you on how you can get pregnant faster naturally, on how you can manage your irregular periods. I welcome you, my friend, on this channel, and please have yourself a fantastic and healthy day. Share and recommend our channel to many of our friends so that they can too benefit from, they can also benefit from these lessons. Thank you, my friend, and have yourself a fantastic and healthy day. May God bless us all. Bye-bye. Thank you for attending today's lesson. Remember to subscribe for new videos we release every day, and we release new videos every day at exactly 17 hours. Thank you for attending today's lesson. I hope you've learned something from today's lesson. Let me answer all your questions down below in the comments. Have yourself a fantastic and healthy day. God Massa, the health educator, wishes you a very fantastic day. Bye-bye.